I want people to be successful in their careers and in their lives. Hiring. It seems like a simple thing. It's not. People are typically horrible at it. They know they're horrible at it. The average manager in the United States of America makes a hiring mistake 50% of the time. Just think of all the problems that causes in businesses.
Process of hiring is oftentimes tedious, yet I think instinctively most of us know how important it is.
I consider hiring and interviewing people one of the things I least like to do.
So in my business, we're a consulting firm. We get out, my people are my product. So if I don't have the very best people who are out interacting with our client, I mean, that's our livelihood, that's our lifeblood. So getting the very best people is critical.
This is serious business. The Economist, a couple of years ago, ran a cover story proclaiming the search for talent, the #1 issue in global business. Nate Thompson's not here, but Nate Thompson was in my audience a few years ago, and he had sweat pouring down his face, and he had a BlackBerry in one hand and another phone in another hand, and he looked a little stressed out. And on break, I came over to Nate and I said, "Nate, how's business?" And he said, "It's a strain, honestly." I said, "Why is it a strain?" This is even pre-recession. He said, "It's a strain because I have hired and fired, then hired, then fired, then hired, then fired, then hired, then fired 5 heads of sales in the last 3 years." And I thought, you know, I want to help this guy. I want to give this guy a solution to this problem so that he can go on vacation, let alone build a profitable, successful business. So the problem is serious, and it's a big one. What I bring to the table is a solution. My co-author, Randy Street, and I wrote a book called Who. We reviewed thousands and thousands of cases of successful and unsuccessful hiring. We hired the University of Chicago to crunch the data, interviews with billionaire entrepreneurs to find out what were their best pieces of advice and stories on this topic. We tried to get 10 billionaire entrepreneurs. We ended up getting over 20 because they were so interested in this topic. So after having done the largest study ever conducted on the topic, we distilled out the insights down to a very, very simple model called the A method for hiring.
What the book helps you do is walk through a series of activities to really define what your expected outcome is. It helps take out our natural tendency to want to use our gut.
In the first 2 weeks after it was released, it was the #1 best-selling book in the entire world on Amazon.com of 24 million titles. Tom Peters, the legendary management writer of In Search of Excellence, blogged about our book and said, "This is a big damn deal." He made a point of how important the topic of hiring is for global business and how, up until now, there wasn't a clear, simple, effective process for doing it well. That work and the possible benefits would be wasted if we were unable to communicate the message to different audiences. That's where I come in.
Geoff immediately captured everybody's attention the minute he walked into the room. He was a presence, he had energy, and he immediately engaged the audience.
Well, I left that job because I had a difference of opinion about the strategy of the company with the CEO. And now you're into it. Now this is good stuff because you're coming down a level. I had to come down 2 levels before I got the real answer. And the real answer was this guy actually slapped the CEO. Slap the CEO.
I thought Geoff was a great speaker, and it really went to his energy and his enthusiasm, because I'm sure that's a speech that he has given a number of times, but the way in which he does it makes that speech new and different every time it's given.
The CEO didn't like the comment, called a timeout on the meeting, they took a break, My candidate, the salesperson, went back to his office. The CEO came into the office and said, I really didn't appreciate that comment, and frankly, your numbers stink. Why don't you just clear out your office? You're fired. To which my candidate apparently told the CEO, you know what your problem is? No one's ever put you in your place. To which apparently the CEO made the tactical error of saying, I don't know who's going to put me in my place. There's an electricity. People are there with the hope that they're going to learn something useful, that you're going to entertain them at least a little bit, and that they'll walk away and be better for it. And this is, now I'm dying on the inside, but I got to do my interviewer face was like, oh, really? Oh, so you said that. What happened next? Meanwhile, I've got knowledge on the candidate whose highlight from high school was leading, true story, leading his hockey league in penalty minutes. Which he was very proud of to report. So it was easy. I had the rapport with the candidate, and he knew I knew that story, and this CEO's lipping off to him, and I said, so what'd you do? And he goes, I hit him. and I said, what kind of a hit was it? The best solution is useless if your employees don't walk away and do things different. My goal is to engage them, to motivate them, and to show them what exactly to do and contribute to the profitability of your business and to their own career success. Nothing makes me more proud professionally than to see someone, especially a skeptic, come to a training session or a keynote speech, try some of the method that we encourage them to try, and then have ridiculously positive results.
Okay, so you're an organizer and you're considering bringing Geoff Smart in to speak to your group. All right, well, what I would tell you is if Geoff is worth the money.
When I look out in the audience today, I see a lot of worried faces. I see people looking serious and wondering if they're going to have a job next week and if they could put food on the table. And they're looking to me for an answer. I can take this topic, make it relevant to the audience, have them understand what to do, not just think, not just feel about the topic, but what they can literally do today to make their career better and make their companies more valuable. Insights from this method, I hope it was helpful to you all, and I thank you for your time. Thank you. Thank you. It's very, very exciting to provide people with something useful that works, that I know will make their lives better.